Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So in the last video we discussed about forfeiture of shares issued at par, issued at premium and reissue. We understood the whole concept. So today in this video we'll be just taking up practical questions, and I've tried and covered each and every question, each and every type of question which can be asked in the exam. So all of you, I would suggest you should obviously first look the previous video and understand the whole concept, and then solving questions here would become easy. So let's get started with the questions directly. Okay, the first question says X Limited forfeited 1,000 equity shares of 10 each issued at par. For these are all different questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, all are different questions. We know that in every question what we are doing is first we are understanding, reading the question, and then writing the work in our working notes, so that I don't refer the question and again. Once you are done with that, see, the main reason of writing the working note is even your mind starts processing, your brain starts processing, okay, this has happened, this has not happened. So when you read the question, when you write it in your working note, you've already processed, your brain has already started processing कि क्वेश्चन में क्या दिया है, क्या नहीं दिया है, कैसे करना है. Once you are very sure with that part, then the solution does not become tough. Solution is easy. Always reading the question is the most important thing which you should do for all the subjects, for all the exams which you give. Let's get started. So X Limited forfeited 1,000 equity shares of 10 each issued at par. Okay. So first of all, this is forfeiture of shares which are issued at par. For non-payment of first call of 2 per share and final call of 3 per share, give journal entry for the forfeiture. Okay. So see what they are saying. So this was my question number 1, working note. Okay. So they are saying we are forfeiting 1,000 shares which are of face value rupees 10 for non-payment. Now the face value is 10. Now they've said that non-payment of first call 2 and final call 3. So there must be application, there must be allotment, there must be first call, and there must be second call. And they've mentioned that first call is 2, final call is 3. First call is 2, final call is 3. Total we know the face value is 10. So how much will the application allotment be together? 5. Do we need the bifurcation of application allotment? No, we don't need, because we are just supposed to do the entry of forfeiture. अब forfeiture की entry में क्या क्या आता है? So we write to share forfeited account for the amount which we have received, and we write to calls and arrears or to share first call, to share second call for the amount we have which was due and not received. The question clearly says for non-payment of first call and final call. Just a second. Question clearly mentions for non-payment of first call and final call. That means both the amount was called up by the company. This is also an important thing which you need to remember. You need to search in the question, is the entire amount being called up or not? So here in the question it clearly mentions that first call, final call, both amount you have not received. That means the company had called up, but this shareholder has not paid. So let's go on to, they have just asked for forfeiture entry here. We know that we'll be writing our solutions here. We know, so for the first one, we know that share capital account is debited with what amount? Share capital account is debited with called up amount. And in our question, the called up amount is entire rupees 10. We are forfeiting 1,000 shares. So 1,000 into 10, it comes to 10,000. Okay. To share forfeited account. How much amount goes in share forfeited account? The amount which we have received on shares. We can read in the question that 2 and 3 is not received. That means this remaining 5 which came as a balancing figure is received. So 1,000 into 5. 1,000 into 5 is 5,000 which we have received. And to either you write the word calls and arrears or you write the word share first call and second call. Both are correct. Right now I am writing the word calls in arrears account. Many a times a question can also mention assume calls in arrears account was opened, or if they don't mention anything, it's your wish, you can write anything. So if I'm writing calls in arrears, I'll have to write the total amount of calls which I have not received. So 2 plus 3 again 5 will come up here. 1,000 into 5 which is 5,000. That's it. This is the entry, simple journal entry for forfeiture. We'll just write being 1,000 shares forfeited for non-payment of first and final call. First call and final call. Journal entries, narrations are a must, so you should write it. Even if I ignore, I'll just tell you, many a times I'll not be writing the entry, the whole narration, but in your solution you have to write. So this was question 1. I hope it was simple and you guys have understood. Now let us move on to question number 2. Okay, X Limited forfeited 1,500 equity shares of 10 each issued at premium of 5 per share. So in this question, there is a face value 10 and there is premium 5. Okay, for non-payment of allotment money of 8 per share, including share premium rupees 5 per share. In this question, shares are first of all issued at premium and they are saying for non-payment of allotment money included premium amount. That means here premium is not received. Then the first call at 2 per share and final call at 3 per share. Okay, wait. Give journal entry for forfeiture. Let us read the question again. They are saying 1,500 equity shares of 10 each issued at premium of 5 per share are being forfeited for non-payment of allotment money, first call money and final call money. So here again we can understand that all the three amounts were called up. Allotment was called up, first call was called up, final call was called up, and none of the amount has been received, and then the shares are being forfeited. Okay, so let's come on to our working note. So my working note will be here 1,500 equity shares are being forfeited of rupees 10 was the face value plus premium 5. Always face value and premium needs to be segregated. Application amount they've not mentioned, but we'll get the amount. Allotment is rupees 8. Allotment is rupees 8. See, I'll write here. But how has that come? Allotment includes premium. So that means 3 is the face value plus 5 is the premium, right? Then only 8 will come. Then they've mentioned that first call. So I'll write near the face value only. First call is 2 per share. And final call is 3 per share. First call is 2 and final call is 3. 3 face value. Okay. So now when I check the total, I realize the total of face value is 3 plus 3, 6, 7, 8. I need 10. That means application is 2. This is the balancing figure. You have to be thorough to understand how the application amount is coming. Okay, again the question is, was it important to calculate the application amount? Yes. The question has clearly mentioned that 1,500 equity shares are being forfeited for non-payment of allotment money, first call money and final call money. That means in this question, allotment, first call, final call, all three have not been received. Only application is received. So how much was the amount on application was important to know. So application amount is 2. We understood this. Now, once you are thorough, let's just go on the journal entry. Okay, when I do the journal entry of this, first of all, I see that securities premium was also called up but not received. So share capital account is debited with the called up amount. Here in our question, called up amount is the entire face value. So it will come to 1,500 into 10, which is 15,000. Securities premium amount was also debited because it was credited at the time of allotment and we have not received. We will now debit it. So securities premium amount is 1,500 into 5. That comes to 7,500. That comes to 7,500. Here deliberately I'll be doing, instead of writing calls and arrears, I'll be writing completely so that you know, finally it's your decision to write up any one entry. Only one thing which I noted down before also, that if suppose these are just the entries of forfeiture, so here it's your wish, you can write either calls and arrears or to share first call, share second call, etc. But suppose if you've done an entire question where you've done the entries of application, allotment, first call, second call, then if you have maintained, if you have opened calls and arrears account before in the question, So here you'll have to write calls in arrears. And if you've not may opened calls in arrears account, then in forfeiture entry you cannot write calls in arrears account. Whatever the accounts are, they need to be closed. Okay. Okay. Now to share to share forfeited account. Since we have done in our working note, see, one more thing, share forfeited account can also come as a balancing figure. This time I'll deliberately bring it as a balancing figure. So to share allotment, how much amount did you not received on share allotment? Share at the time of allotment 8 rupees was called, the entire 8 rupees is not received, so it will come to 1500 into 8. So 2 share allotment comes to 1500 into 8, and 1500 into 8 is 12,000. 12,000. Then amount not received on share first call. See how much was first call and final call. First call was 2, final call was 3. Okay. So share first call is 1500 into 2 and share final call is 1500 into 3. To share final call. So 1500 into 2 comes to 3000 and 1500 into 3 comes to 4500. Now, in case if you are not able to take out the application amount like the balancing figure method I told you, then what you can do is you can simply add all the debits. So when you will add the debit, you will get 15,000 plus 7,500, which comes to 22,500, and you subtract all the credits. So minus 12,000, minus 3,000, minus 4,500, which comes to 3,000. 3,000 comes as the balancing figure, which can go in share forfeited account. However, we know that how this 3,000 has come. So see, this 3,000 has come from here. Rupees 2 was balancing figure. So 1500 into 2 you would have got 3,000. Okay, so this was a case where shares are being issued at premium and securities premium is not received. Again, narration you can just write being 1500 shares forfeited for non-payment of allotment first call and final call. Okay, now coming on to question number 3. Let us see what question number 3 is. Okay. X Limited forfeited 1500 equity shares of 10 each issued at premium of 5. So again, there is face value and premium payable with allotment money. Okay. Premium, if nothing is mentioned, and here the question is clearly mentioning that premium was payable with allotment money for non-payment of first call of 2 per share and final call of 3 per share. Here what they have mentioned, for non-payment of first call and final call. That means, so there are 1500 equity shares which are being, again I'm on working note, 1500 equity shares which are being forfeited, which were of rupees 10 plus premium 5. Okay, and then we have application amount, we have allotment amount, we have first call, and we have final call. Now what is the question saying? Let us understand. The question is saying 10 issued at premium of 5 per share, which was payable with allotment for non-payment of first call and final call. 2 and 3 was not paid. 2 and 3. This we know. We know the total should come 10 and we know the premium should come 5. So, how much will be the balance application and allotment? Balance application and allotment together would be 5. So that I get the face value 10 and premium would be 5. But in this question, those shares are issued at premium. Here the premium is already received. We discussed this, that whenever shares are being forfeited which were issued at premium, but if the premium amount is received, then see, in the last question, question number 2, we debited securities premium account. Why? Because premium amount was not received. If premium amount is received, then we discussed in the last video that securities premium is a restricted reserve. So securities premium account will now not be debited because amount is already received. So when I come on to point number 3, जब भी प्रीमियम मिल गया है, प्रीमियम का कोई अमाउंट, प्रीमियम जरा भी हमारे फोरफीचर एंट्री में आएगा ही नहीं. लेट अस सी हाउ वी विल डू. वील राइट शेयर कैपिटल अकाउंट डेबिट. Share capital account debit. Again it will be 1500, because here also first and final call everything has been called up, so entire 10 rupees will come. Then securities premium will not come up in the question. To share forfeited account or to share forfeiture account, how much amount comes? So I told you, whenever shares are issued at premium and the premium amount is received, then in share forfeited account we write amount received minus premium received, or in one sense I can say that we'll write only the face value that has been received. The premium which has been received will not come. See, understand what has happened. On these 1500 shares, actually we have received 5 plus 5, 10 rupees totally is received, right? How do we know? Each share is of 15. Okay, each share is of 15. Out of 15, 5 you did not receive. That means 10 you have received. So I have received 10 rupees. That means I have received 15,000. But 15,000 amount includes premium of rupees 5 per share. It includes premium, and premium cannot be taken as a profit. That is why I'll reduce the premium amount 15,000 minus 7,500. Amount which will go in share forfeiture will just be 7,500. Or you can just keep in your mind that whenever there is amount received which includes premium, share forfeiture has only the face value which is received. So it will just be 1500 into 5, which is 7,500. That we'll write later on. Let me just write it. Which will be 7,500, and here it will come to 15,000. Then share first call which is not received, amount due but not received. Share final call, amount due but not received. So first call amount was how much? First call was 2, final call was 3. So first call 1500 into 2, final call 1500 into 3, which comes to 3,000 and 4,500. So you notice these are the 3 cases of forfeiture. One was issued at par, one was issued at premium where premium amount is not received, and this was the case where issued at premium but premium is received. Whenever premium is received, securities premium account does not come in the forfeiture entry. So being 1500 shares forfeited for non-payment of first call and final call. Okay, now let us move on to questions where we have reissue also. So now I'm on question number 4, part A. Let us read this one. Okay, now I'm question number 4. Give journal entries for the forfeiture and reissue of shares in the following cases. Whenever the questions are of forfeiture and reissue, your first concentration should just be on forfeiture. Reissue, we'll think once our forfeiture entry is done. Okay, P Limited forfeited 300 shares of 10 each, fully called up for non-payment of final call at 4 per share. These shares were subsequently reissued by company at 10 per share as fully paid up. That we'll see later on. Okay, so how many shares are being forfeited? 300 shares, and face value is 10, non-payment of final call. Let me see. So first we go on to our working note. Now we are on question number 4. Part A, working note. So we are seeing that 300 equity shares are being forfeited, and they of the face value 10. Okay, they have not given us application allotment amount, or if there was any call, they have not given this, but they have said that final call of 4 is not received. This 4 is not received. That means the remaining amount 6 must have been received, because the total should come to 10. So what will be the journal entry? Let's do the forfeiture entry. Forfeiture entry would be, so 4A ka this is part 1, because in case of forfeiture and reissue, now we'll find there will be 2-3 journal entries. First entries of forfeiture entry will become share capital account debit. Share capital account will be debited by 300 into 10, which is 3,000. Then to share forfeited account with the amount which we have received, and 2, share final call or calls in arrears with the amount which you have not received. So you have not received 4 and you have received 6, right? Let me just check with the question again. Yeah, non-payment of 4 per share. Okay. So you will get 300 into 6, 1800, and 300 into 4, 1200. Again, narration being 300 shares forfeited for non-payment of final call amount. Now, let us see at what price were they reissued. So the question says these shares were subsequently reissued by company at 10 per share as fully paid up. Means they were reissued at par. What do you mean by the word fully paid up? Fully paid up means after receiving this amount, the company cannot ask for any other amount from the shareholder. Fully paid up means पूरा share capital 10 rupees से credit हो जाएगा. हमने पहले see what happens for future में. पहले हम shares cancel करते हैं. जब हम cancel करते हैं तो share capital debit होता है. Reissue के टाइम पे हम वापस shares को बढ़ाते अपने अकाउंट्स में, फिर शेयर्स क्रिएट होते हैं, तो अब शेयर कैपिटल क्रेडिट होगा. और फिर यहाँ पे जब ये फुली पेड अप वर्ड आ जाता है, दैट मीन्स द एंटायर फेस वैल्यू वुड बी क्रेडिटेड. ओके, सो entry would be, and we received 10 rupees. So bank account debit. So one thing we noticed that in this question, the reissued shares are also being issued at par. There is no discount, no premium. So bank account debit would be 300 into 10, 3000. And to share capital account, 300 into 10, again 3000. Because they are issued at par. So being shares reissued at rupees 10 fully paid up. Fully paid up. Now, can we say that we are done with this question? No. At the time of forfeiture, there is just one entry, but generally at the time of reissue, there are 2 entries. One entry is of a received amount and another entry is of share forfeiture transferred to capital reserve. See, the amount in share forfeited account, this 1800, lies in share forfeited account till the time the shares are being reissued. Once they are reissued, now we can say that this 1800 is our net profit, because this 1800 we received from one shareholder, then from another shareholder. When we reissued, again we received 3000. There were 300 shares. How much should I have received? I should have received 300 into 10, 3000, right? 1800 I had already received from the first shareholder, but he did not pay 4 rupees, so I cancelled his shares. From the second shareholder, I again received the entire 3000 amount. That means this 1800 is my total profit. So profit entry, or whenever all the shares which are being forfeited are reissued, then any balance which is left in share forfeited account is transferred to capital reserve account. So share forfeited account debit to capital reserve account. Here in this question, entire 1800 will go in my capital reserve account, since all the shares which were forfeited are being reissued. So being forfeiture amount transferred to share capital. Being forfeiture amount transferred to share capital account. Oh, sorry, capital reserve account. My mistake. Okay. Hope you're understanding up till here. If you feel the videos are good, do like it and subscribe my channel, and also share it to your friends who might need this, who might benefit from these videos. I'm trying to put in, these are like kind of revision lectures where I'm trying to put in the maximum. Like forfeiture is a very important topic and generally it comes in exam. So they are just 2 videos. One is the video which I posted yesterday of the detailed explanation, and today are the questions. Once you are done with these 2 videos and if you're understanding it good, then your share forfeiture is done. Only now obviously you need to sit and practice on your side so that you gain the confidence. Okay, so let's now move on to question number 4, part B. Question number 4, part B is here. Q Limited forfeited 300 shares of 10 each, fully called up again for non-payment of final call at 4 per share. Okay, so the question is similar to the above one. These shares were subsequently reissued by company at 12 per share. Here 10 rupees shares are being reissued to the at rupees 12. That means the reissue is at premium. Okay, let us quickly see what the entry is. So again, though the question is just like the upper one, I will not miss out on writing my working note. So always good to write the working note. So question 4 part B, I can see in working note that there are 300 shares of rupees 10 which are fully called up, wherein you've received application allotment and first call if also if was there, etc. But you've not received the final call of rupees 4. So 4 is not received, that means 6 is received. Okay, let us quickly do the entry of forfeiture. It's exactly the same. So question 4b part 1, share capital account debit rupees 300 into 10, 3000, to share forfeited account, amount which we have received is rupees 6, that is 1800, and to share final call. This time I am writing the word calls in arrears. I am trying to do everything possible so that you know that it's your wish. You can write any amount. Calls in arrears would be 300 into 4, which is 1200. So being 300 shares forfeited for non-payment of final call. Let us go on to reissue entry. Now these shares were reissued at rupees 12. Okay. So how much did you receive? You received bank account debit 300 into 12, which comes to 3600. But how much can you credit share capital account? Share capital account can only be credited with the face value, and face value is 10. Don't forget the basics. 3000. So remaining 2 rupees will go in securities premium account. 300 into 2, which is 600. Then being shares forfeited, reissued at rupees 12 per share. Okay. The next entry. Again, can we stop here? No, we have to pass the entry of capital reserve. Since all the shares which were forfeited are now being reissued, this entire forfeited amount 1800 will be transferred to capital reserve. That is my net profit. So share forfeited account debit to capital reserve account. Amount would be entire 1800. Okay. Now coming on to C part. This is important. Question 4.C is important. Let me just make some more lines. LF I'm leaving. I'll just do the lines of debit and credit, and let's just do the main thing which we are required to do. And let us make another line. Okay. So now I am on 4B, 4C. Okay. Let us go read the question. Question number 4C. R Limited forfeited 200 shares of 10 each, 8 per share being called up. Wait, I don't know. So this is the C part. 200 shares are being forfeited of 10 each, but only 8 rupees is being called up, on which a shareholder paid application allotment money at 5 per share, but did not pay the first call money at 3. So see, again here they are saying 5 plus 3 is 8. That means application and allotment together is rupees 5 and first call is 3. and he paid application allotment, but he has not paid the first call. Okay. Of these forfeited shares, 150 shares were subsequently reissued. I'll not even think of reissue right now. Let me complete the forfeiture entry, then I'll go on to reissue. So 200 shares are being forfeited. My working note. Here 200 shares are being forfeited, which are of rupees 10, but only 8 being called up. This is very important. Okay. On which application and allotment was rupees 5, which I have already received. However, first call of 3 is not received. So now let us go on to forfeiture entries. I'm sure up till now you all must have become like pro at it, and you must be doing faster than me. I'll be really happy if you're doing faster than me. So share capital account will be debited by the called up amount here. That is 200 shares into 8. Narration was important here also. 200 into 8, which comes to 1600. 2 share forfeited account, which is with amount which is received on shares, which is 200 into 5. We have received 1000, and 3 rupees you did not receive. So share first call account 200 into 3, which is 600. Let me just check the amounts are correct, right? 5 and 3 was the amount, right? 5 and 3. Okay. So we'll just write being 200 shares forfeited for non-payment of first call. Okay. Now coming on to its reissue. Very important. This is the first case where it has come that all the shares which were forfeited are not being reissued. Read the question. Out of these forfeited shares, 150 shares were subsequently reissued by company as fully paid up at rupees 8 per share. Even this part is important. This part is very important. Two things are important. First of all, we are reissuing only 150 shares. That is the first thing. And they are saying we are reissuing at rupees 8, but the main important word is fully paid up. See, if you see from company's point of view, 10 rupees का शेयर है, उसमें से 5 और 3 मंगवा लिया. अभी एक final call is still left of 2 rupees, which is not called yet. This is not called, right? So from the remaining shareholders, the company will be calling 2 rupees because that is not yet called. However, these 150 shares which were reissued, they are reissued as fully paid up. That means to these shareholders, we are saying you take this share which is of 10 rupees at rupees 8. So from these shareholders, these 150 shareholders, we will not call that 2 rupees. Okay, we will not call that 2 rupees. So let us see. Why is this word fully paid up important? Because at the time of reissue, you need to do the entry of bank and you need to know how much amount should go in share capital. So bank account will be debited by 150 into 8. 1200. How much amount will go in share capital? Share capital would be 150 into 10. Now, these shares are issued at discount. And where does the discount go at the time of reissue? The discount is adjusted with share forfeited account. How much is the discount? 150 into 2, which is 300. Okay. So being shares reissued at rupees 8, fully paid up. Now the entry for capital reserve. See, up till now what we used to do, we used to see forfeited amount is rupees 1000. Then we used to subtract 300, which is adjusted, and we should write 700. But is that correct here? No. Why? Because in this question, the entire forfeited account you cannot close. The reason being 200 shares were forfeited. 200 shares were forfeited, and on 200 shares, the forfeiture amount is 1000. But you are reissuing only 150 shares. So only on those 150 shares, you can calculate the net profit. So we'll take out how much would be the forfeited amount on 150 shares. So on 150 it would be 750. Either you do cross multiplication or I apply 200 into 5,000. So 150 into 5, 750. Whatever the ways. Now out of this 750, 300 is adjusted here. So 750 minus 300, your amount which goes in capital reserve would be how much? 450. Share forfeited account debit to capital reserve will now be 450. This was the most important part, because when all shares which are forfeited are not reissued, then you need to calculate the forfeited amount on shares which are being reissued, and then you need to transfer it to capital reserve. And we'll see what happens after this. See. So share forfeited account will now be debited by, we just now discussed, it comes to 450. 750 minus 300. Let me just write 750 minus 300. Now see, if you clearly check the share forfeited account, it was first credited by 1000. Okay. Then it was debited by 300. And now it is being debited by 450. That means the remaining balance in share forfeited account is still credit of 250. And how has this 250 come? This 250 is the remaining 50 shares which are not yet reissued, and 50 shares per forfeited amount is 5, which comes to 250. This is just for your checking, so that you can check whether you're making a mistake or not. Okay. Now, the last but not the least question, which is very important on the point that here we'll take up a question where the shares were allotted on pro rata basis. Shares were allotted on pro rata basis. That means the person has applied for more shares, but he was allotted lesser number of shares. In such a case, what happens? The excess amount on application is adjusted with allotment, correct? Now, suppose if such a person does not pay allotment money, and if there is securities premium, so the most complicated part of a question, we'll see. Let us read the question and understand. The fifth one. Mr. Shami has applied for 1000 shares. He applied for 1000 shares of XYZ Limited, paying application money of 2 per share, but has been allotted only 600 shares. The shares have a face value of 10, okay, and there is a premium of 2 per share, which are payable as 5 on application, including premium, and final call. Okay. Mr. Shami is unable to pay allotment money and call money. This question would not have been complicated if only call money was not paid. If only call money was not paid, then you could have done the entry of 600 and call money, and it was simple. But here the question is tough because there is allotment money which is not paid. So as usual, let us go on our working notes first. Question 5. Working note. So see, 1000 shares were applied for, and out of the 1000 shares which were applied, how much were allotted? Only 600 shares were allotted, right? So one thing, how many shares can I forfeit? Can I forfeit 1000? No, he is not a shareholder of 1000 shares. I can forfeit only 600 shares, first thing. Okay, but why is this figure given? Because at the time of application they've said it was 2 rupees, right? Okay, so this person paid at the time of application 1000 into 2, which is 2000. However, how much, this was at the time of receipt. However, how much was application due? Since we gave him only 600 shares, the application amount due would have been 1200. This means excess amount, in case of pro rata, always excess is adjusted with allotment. So excess which was adjusted with allotment is, either you can do 2000 minus 1200, which comes to 800, or you can do those 400 shares into 2, which comes to 800. Both case, see, 2000 minus 1200 is also 800. Okay, so 800 is excess adjusted with allotment. Now the question further says that allotment money was 5, which includes premium. Here the shares were of rupees 10 and 2 rupees is premium. So allotment will become 3 plus 2 premium, and They are saying final call of 5. This is mentioned in the question. See, it was like this. Application 2, allotment 3 plus 2 and final call 5. So always write this to check if I have done my calculations correctly. Here it is proper. Okay. Now, this allotment money was not received and this final call was not received. So how much should I have received on allotment? On these 600 shares, 600 into 5, 3000 should have been received on allotment. Can I say that the entire 3000 is not received? No, I cannot say that. Why? Because this shareholder had already paid 800 at the time of application. So out of this 3,800 was already paid. That means how much was he supposed to pay at the time of allotment? He was supposed to pay only 2,200. Are you getting it? See, at the time of allotment 3,000 हमको उससे आना है, but 800 पहले से ही उसका एडवांस हमारे पास है. 800 is the advance which already I have from this person. Now he is not paying allotment money, but he is not paying only 2,200. And final call, yeah, final call, he is not paying the entire amount, 600 into 5, which is 3,000. Okay, this is one part. Now the second question comes is, ma'am, this 800, should we take it as the face value amount or should we take it as a premium amount? Or should we take proportionately 3:2 के ratio में? So, here the Companies Act says that. Now, why is important? Why is it important for me to understand whether premium is received or not? Because by forfeiture entry changes. If premium is received, then my forfeiture amount, premium will not come at the time of forfeiture. If premium is not received, then premium will come at the time of forfeiture. So, let us understand it in much detail. See, at the time of allotment, face value is 3, premium is 2. So from this person, 600 into 3, 1800 should have been the face value and 600 into 2, 1200 should be premium, right? Okay, I have received 800 as advance. Should I minus this 800 from the face value or should I minus it from premium? So the law says whatever amount you have received as advance, always first subtract it from the face value completely. That means I will assume that 1000 I have not received from face value and premium entire 1200 is not received. Who says this? The law. Companies Act में लिखा हुआ है that whenever you are receiving any amount advance, then that advance should first be adjusted with the face value. And later on, if the advance is more, it can be adjusted with premium also. So in the same example, I hope you don't get confused, but just understand this part is not important. But suppose if the excess advance was 2,000, then I could have done 1800 is the face value, full 1800 is received, premium is 1200 out of which 200 is received. How this 200 coming? 1800 plus 200, 2000 is the if 2000 was the advance, then only 1000 premium is not received. This could have been the case. Right now this is not the case, so ignore. Okay, I'm just telling you that whatever amount you receive from advance, first you adjust with face value, then with the premium. And do we have to think this much? Yes, we'll have to, because for forfeiture entry, see, now when I'll come on to forfeiture. Now finally when I come on to my forfeiture entry, I'll do it. Okay, so this is my question number 5. First entries of forfeiture, so share capital will be debited since the entire amount. Okay, how many shares are being forfeited? Again, only 600 shares were allotted. So only 600 shares are being forfeited. Share capital will be debited by 600 into face value 10, called up value 10, which is 6,000. Here securities premium is there and it is not received, hence we will debit 600 into premium value. I think premium is 2 rupees, yeah. So 600 into 2 comes to 1200. Then 2 share forfeited account, 2 share allotment account, 2 share final call. Okay, so how much did I not receive on final call? 600 into 5, which is 3000. I'm writing the easy parts first. Now see, allotment was 600 into 5. However, we just now discussed here that 800 we've received. So I always used to say share allotment, share final call is amount due but not received. Due is 3,000, out of which 800 is received before in advance. That is why how much is not received? Only 2,200. Okay, this has come like this. 3,000 minus 800, which was received as advance at the time of application. Now coming on to share forfeited account, how much amount did we receive? So we can see that we have received 2,000 amount. Share forfeiture amount would be this entire 2,000, because we received the entire amount. We did not refund any amount back. You cannot say application money 12. Either you will have to say application money 12 plus 800 advance. Again, that will come as 2,000, or you write 2,000 directly in share forfeited account. Such type of question. This is a question of Institute of ICAI CA Foundation module only. This is one of the illustrations, but an important one, so I had to take it here. And then narration would be being 600 shares forfeited. Okay, even this question did not have any reissue. I think there was nothing mentioned about reissue. See, you don't have to think anything at the time of reissue. Reissue, you can simply see the forfeiture entry and you can do it. Main important is the forfeiture entry. Hope you're understanding. If you have any doubt, feel free to contact me, and stay tuned with me for more videos on all the chapters of accounts. Thank you.